So Conor Wakely, we're here today. We've been working together here at the tent. You're the 8 to 12s secretary at the MGL.
Yeah.
So tell me, how's it been going?
Amazing day. I mean, you can see it's absolutely crazy today. We've had over, I'd say, 150, 250 girls competing today. Great finals, great teams. It's been amazing to see. Everyone's come out with full support. It's just been a brilliant day and great kind of mark for girls football, I think, especially with what's been going on with the World Cup this year, all the hype around it. It's great just to build up girls football, you know, so it's been brilliant.
Well, Conor, I know you've been, I kind of watched you over the last 6-7 years, I don't know, 8 years. I remember you doing a bit of coaching down in Marino, a bit of academy stuff, and the next thing I saw you doing a bit of administration work in the MGL, and now you've grown from strength to strength in there. Very good league. The girls section at the underage is growing phenomenally there. The skills are off the charts. They're just improving all the time as more girls are playing it for longer.
That's it. It's all about development from the younger ages. I think, you know, our big focus with the MGL for next year specifically is to how can we build on the younger age groups this year. We didn't have an under 11s cup before last year. It's only our second year of doing it, and it's been a huge success. We have, you know, our 8s is growing, our 9s are growing, our 10s. We have a big Blitz event coming up on the 21st and 28th where we have every underage team playing in the Blitz just to celebrate the end of the year for girls football. But it's about development, it's about building them and kind of showing them there is a pathway, and when they come out on days like this, the under 11s and 10s, and they see what's ahead of them, it's brilliant, you know. And I've seen it from being a coach, you know, up to where I am now, obviously in the secretary role, the importance of making sure that we do develop from a younger age and just keep promoting it, because girls football's on the rise. It really is.
Yeah, it's terrific. I mean, you know, you're when I was taking photographs and you're looking at the kids and you're looking, okay, there's one line disappointed and then there's another line, you know, obviously elated. And you know, it's so important that feeling, like they're disappointed to have won, yes, of course, and that pain at defeat, they remember that, they don't want to taste it again.
100%.
And it's a huge life lesson for them, but also, you know, something I think, which was that everyone that got the medal, that was runner up, you know, a lot of girls didn't qualify. You know what I mean? A lot of teams didn't qualify, and it's so true. You know, to get to the finals is an achievement in itself.
It's a huge achievement. It's a huge achievement to get to a final, you know. And this starts back in December, you know. So anyone here today would have started playing in December, and they would have gone through, you know, 1, 2 or 3 rounds of the cup. So it's a big achievement for them. Huge day, really exciting for them. And you know, at the end of the day, as you say, it's all about learning a lesson. To play in the cup final itself before you even kick off is just, it's a great day. You're a winner in that sense. So yeah, a really enjoyable day and a really good kind of, I suppose, inspiration to all of the younger girls that this is what's ahead, that this is on the grow. I think we have 20, 28, I think, girls finals over the 2 weekends. Every age group is represented, so it's brilliant. And I think there's 20, 30 clubs, I think, within the girls, so it's brilliant.
Well, you know, yourself and Declan Quinn in the MGL, you know, have the biggest girls league in the country, growing from strength to strength in a game that is, you could almost say creaking at the seams in terms of, you know, what are the key, I'm just interested to hear, what are the key kind of parameters at the moment? What is it that is most required in terms of, is it volunteers, is it resources, is it pitches, is it Astro pitches? What is it that affiliates need now to be able to deal with the growth in women's football?
That's a brilliant point. I think the first and foremost is they need to realise just how big girls football is. I think, you know, it's grown from strength. It's grown at such a rapid pace that perhaps some people have overlooked it. Volunteers for sure. You know, we need coaches. You know, I know there's loads of clubs out there with loads of girls that are seeking coaches desperately. Pitches and Astro Park is Astro Turf would be a brilliant benefit to them. But I think overall the main parameter is everybody needs to just understand that this is growing as big. You know, in the MGL and DSL, we're nearly as big as each other. They just have to realise how big girls football is, how rapidly it's grown. As I said, here at the NDSL MGL, we're nearly side by side in the amount of teams we actually have. We have very exciting things planned for next year. As I said, for myself, looking after the SSG section, you know, this Blitz event that we're hosting at the end of the year, this is the first time we're doing it. really big operation, mass operation. About 103 teams across 2 weekends will be competing in blitzes. So it's just about promoting it and, you know, bringing on that.
You know, it's a very interesting, Conor, you know, because we just came back from Barcelona there, and you know, this we're talking here. This isn't, you know, we're talking about football. We're talking about grassroots football here. And one of the things, over 2 days, right? And we played effectively. If you think about it, if you're playing 7v7, you might get 30 minutes on a pitch. You know what I mean? If you're lucky, you might get 30 minutes on a pitch. And considering the state of the pitches, if you know what I mean, a lot of the time the pitch is so bad, the ball's out of play. You know, you're getting 14 minutes in each half, maybe. You know, and I've analysed this myself. By having these blitzes, you are increasing the amount of football that these kids are getting significantly from one event. So in these blitzes, they might be playing 20-minute games or whatever, but they might play 6 or 7 of them over the 2 weekends. And that, when you actually look at it in terms of game time minutes, which is what kids need, is game time minutes. These are the types of solutions, is how do we get more of minutes into our children's legs, into our young players' legs, because it's very difficult with the resources that we have in terms of the grass pitches. It's difficult, you know, because it can be off. In terms of not having, you know, indoor facilities can be very good at that in the winter times. Futsal, things like that are very beneficial for that. But yeah, you know, the volunteers and everything, we can have all of those things, but if we're not able to actually play, and if we don't have the structure to allow the players to actually get that, you know, 60 minutes worth a week of game time, we're not going to go anywhere.
The most important thing is that they're playing, and I think that's a really good point that you brought up, and it's something that not just the MGL and NDSL need to look at, but holistically we need to look at trying to find a solution for that kind of December to February period where you lose 7 games, where, you know, this initiative futsal, brilliant initiative, or finding more Astro pitches or getting indoor locations just so that they continue to play. But yeah, no, that was the whole point of the blitz. You know, they have 20-minute games, there's a minimum of 4 teams at each blitz. Some teams have 5, so they're getting at least an hour of football, if not more, and that's the whole point. You know, get the ball rolling, keep playing.
And so, look, just to finish off, I remember one of the first places I actually observed you working was in one of the primary schools when my own kids were going. I remember seeing you there. So, do you do any work with the schools at the moment? How's the football growing within schools?
Yeah, the plan is to kind of link in with the FAI now. With they're obviously at the moment they're in the middle of their 5-a-side, which was a massive success this year as well. Again, and well done to everybody who was involved in that. Yeah, I started working in schools. That's my background, and I think definitely at this year, when you look at the level of football within the schools, the demand for football, it's definitely a gateway into success. And I think a lot of clubs already have harnessed that, and they've gone in and they've knocked into the schools. But definitely as a league, it's one of the things we are definitely considering on the table, to get the likes of the academy coaches, the volunteers, just to go into the schools and to, you know, promote the local clubs, get them out playing. We did an open day one day, I remember, and it was on the back of what I did when I was coaching with Marino, and we had about 300 girls turn out in the park one day, and I couldn't believe the amount of girls that showed up. But that's what you're getting. So I think that needs to be definitely in the forefront as well.
Yeah, and just to finish now, because one of the things that I did notice is that our schools, and girls' schools in particular, nearly all of them have some kind of hard surface tennis court, or basketball court, or indoor courts. They all have them. But what they lack is, let's say, futsal type goals, which are perfect. So what you could have, you know, very easy, like, you know, it's very easy for sponsors in individual areas, you know, like counties or individual voting areas or whatever, to actually sponsor a goal. 1,500 quid, they get their branding inside the goal on the net, and that's there for what, 5, 6, 7 years. It's a mobile kind of futsal steel goal, and all of a sudden then, not only are you unlocking the potential of that little hard surface pitch to be used for futsal, for developing smaller players, but also walking football.
And you're providing them with the tools and materials. You know, it's great.
Have you noticed this walking football?
I have heard about it. Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
It's amazing.
You know, and I mean, as a 50-year-old, it's 50, 60, 70-year-old, you can play it, and that makes football a lifelong pal. You know, I mean,
but that's it. It's just finding, you know, generating the interest, I think, is number one, and from there, you're limitless. Where you can go, the directions you can take, the different things you can do, you know. And I think overall, it starts out with just realizing that girls' football is the thing now. It is huge. It is at the forefront and definitely on the ground.
Well done. Keep up the good
Thanks,
work,
you too.
Conor, and
Thanks, Alex.
appreciate it.
Thanks.